Yo, welcome back. This is Stu42 with another Minecraft episode. Today we're going to do some rejigging of stuff inside, but I thought before we started, just quickly, I'd show you my little experiment outside. Every so often I get a crossbreed on these sticks of some random plant that just never grows any further, and I suddenly had the thought, with these gold ones that appeared, that it might be like the goldberry things that need to have gold ore underneath. So I've put a gold ore underneath, and hopefully that will start growing. If it is indeed gold, it might be something else, I'm not entirely sure, but that's a bit of an experiment. Anyway, the other thing is we have the beginnings of a tower being built on top of here. I have contracted Cat from across the way to build a tower. This is going to be our the mage tower basically. So I think in one of my previous videos I did a thing where we had the infusion altar and stuff on the top so that there was no interference from blocks nearby, and I kind of want to do the same thing again here. So Kat has been diligently building this up. I'm not sure if we'll have another story on top or not yet. I kind of don't want it to... I don't want any of these tree blocks here to be tall enough to clash with any potential infusion stuff later on. So we'll see how that goes. And of course she's growing some amaranth wood for some of the stuff inside. Now, that all aside, that is a bit of a catch up. Today we want to go inside. Everything is inside today. Big changes, basically. I want to get rid of this steam tank. I want to get rid of this boiler, get rid of all these pipes in the floor to here. I want to get rid of this steam tank, these things here. I want to move all of this stuff. We want to change this stuff over to be running off steam instead of creosote. Everything else I think is pretty good in there, running off diesel. And then, of course, the big change I've been talking about for a while is we're no longer producing creosote into this. We're gonna produce, I think, wood vinegar. It was between wood vinegar and wood gas. I think wood vinegar is gonna have a little bit more use for us going forward. There's a couple of extra things it makes that might be nice. And then we'll get one of the original coke ovens and I'll put that back in place, yeah, probably here. And that way we can still get a tiny bit of creosote, because we do have creosote. Yeah, we do have creosote here for making our railway ties and stuff in the carpenter, as well as a little bit for making lubricant. But beyond that, once we stop using it for power, we won't need a lot of creosote at all. So one of those ovens will probably do the trick. Yeah, so that's probably what I'll do first. We'll get those two things switched over so that we've got some creosote, some wood vinegar happening. We'll have still some charcoal coming in, which is what I'm going to need as well, potentially to power the steam boiler, which I'm going to put in probably in behind here. But I'll get this stuff done and rejigged first, and I'll be back once we've put the old coke oven back in. I'm going to need to plumb it. I mean, it's the same as that episode from a few episodes back. Essentially putting back one of them with those 10 that I had in here that I took out. Anyway, I'll be back in just a moment once we've done that, and we'll move on with the next step once I've just fixed this bit up here up. So I'll see you in a bit. So we have set a bunch of stuff up. I've just set this going. I've climbed up. We changed this to configuration 7, and we've also got this thing running now. You can see the pipes delivering wood, taking away the charcoal, and our creosote is being piped off down and into, well, down into this diamond tank, which is then just hooked straight to those. Now, we haven't had any wood vinegar yet, but hopefully we'll get some very, very shortly. And then we can do, well, the next part of my grand plan, which will involve ripping some of that out, moving the steam. Hopefully soon. Everything's hooked up correctly. Yes. Yeah, so the next bit will be taking out that steam tank, taking out the steam tank. We'll build just a single steam tank there. Probably reuse the steel one from over here. And then we'll decide how we're going to power it. I'll do that. I'm still on the fence. I still don't know whether we should just run it straight from charcoal and just keep charcoal being fed into it, or whether we want to run it off some sort of other gas. Maybe even... Hey, look at that. Wood vinegar. Awesome, nice and bright orange. So maybe even, I don't know if you can burn wood vinegar, I don't think so. But hopefully we'll get something that we can use to power some steam, and that'll run both our workshop and our fuel processing plant here, I guess, which is, yeah, a little bit shut down and sad at the moment. All right, I will be back once again in just a moment. I've got a bit of rearranging to do, but for now it looks like that is working just fine. We are collecting ourselves some wood vinegar and getting some charcoal back again. So, see you in just a bit. Well, ta-da, we now have a big hole where the old steam tank and the old boiler used to be. For now, we've actually just transplanted it over to here, pretty much exactly as it was. We're still using the solid firebox here. Just for now, it is not going to keep up going forward, so we will need to upgrade this steam producer at some point. But for now, it is doing well enough to keep this steam tank full. Well, just for these small needs. I've put the steam oven and the high pressure macerator back in. Those are the only two I was really using from that lineup that I had here before. And then of course it runs through to our workshop. Over here, I'm gonna need to upgrade this pipe, I think, because running some stuff, yeah, I'm gonna need to run some stuff off steam over this side, because one of the things that I've decided is wood vinegar is probably, well, we still need to produce wood vinegar, but it's probably not what I want to keep in this tank here. What I want in this tank here is most likely going to be either methanol or potentially the step after methanol. We'll see how we go though. These tanks are quite expensive, so I'm actually thinking we might just make a whole bunch of these diamond tanks instead and have, yeah, that might actually be better. We'll have a bunch of diamond tanks here, maybe 3 high to hold the wood vinegar, and then we'll have a, so if we hit U on the cell, we can see that in the distillery, we can make methanol. So from 200 wood vinegar to 60 methanol, a bit better than the ethanol, since ethanol only gives you 2 from 200, but we will make methanol. And the reason we'll do that is because when you hit U on the methanol, we can combine it with, where is it? Yeah, this one here, seed oil. So methanol plus seed oil gives you 6 biodiesel as well as some glycerol, which is also pretty handy. It doesn't mean we're going to need a ton of seed oil, but we're working on that separately as well. But methanol is pretty good, and as a byproduct, we can use methanol directly as a fuel to begin with. It's not super efficient, but it's better than creosote, so we may as well do that. And like I said, we will just need to make a distillery for methanol. Yeah, we need an MV distillery. So I will get that stuff happening, and then we can hopefully start doing these quests here as well for getting some biodiesel essentially, and some glycerol as a nice byproduct. But I'm starting to think, yeah, these big tanks are just not the way to do things. They take up so much room, and for the intermediate products, it's probably not worthwhile. Once we get things like cetane boosted diesel, which is sort of an end product, there's not really anywhere to go from there. I think we'll start using these big tanks again to store that sort of stuff. But for the intermediate stuff for now, I think just a ton of diamond tanks is probably going to do the trick. So let me run away again. I'll upgrade a bunch of these pipes. We'll make a couple of the machines that I need in order to get this turned into some methanol. And then, yeah, we'll see where we go from there. I'll get that bit done first, and then small steps. We'll get that done and see where we go from there. So I'll see you back here in just a bit. Okay, we are back, and we have run a bunch of pipes. I ended up deciding to use the stainless steel pipes just because I had stainless steel sitting there, and it seems to be pretty good. Normal pipe. I've just got one more piece I need to make. So we've got stainless steel leading all the way through here. I've decided that we're gonna have this advanced steam turbine, and then what we'll do is there's an advanced distillery that we'll plug into there. We'll just have this running directly for now. That's gonna be fine. What do we want to do? We want to put some steam. Oh. Steam in there, and we want, oh, I don't even have it on me. So we're going to have that wood vinegar across in the diamond tanks. So let's just grab a bunch of stuff. So we need a wrench. We're going to need one of those. We've got the pump. We're going to have wire. No, we don't need wire cutters. But we are going to need a bunch of wooden fluid pipes. We'll do. Let's grab. Do we have any steel? 800 liters per second. 4 of those. Steel fluid pipes. 6 of those. Let's use those ones. And hopefully what we can do is we'll get just temporarily, let's get 6 of these. This will happen pretty quickly. So we'll go there, 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 and there. And hoorah, that'll put the wood vinegar into there. We're going to need to change the wood vinegar piping from above. And we might have some spare piping as well. So let's grab that. It's going to go to there. Let's just do that so that there's none going into there. Cool. And now that is going to be full wood vinegar. Now, what are we going to do with this? There is 3,000 left. All right, so what we can probably do is, all right, if we break, yeah, let's break those. This is just going to waste the last little bit of wood vinegar, but that's okay. We can do that. There we go, 0. So that tank is now empty. This is completely full of wood vinegar. We're going to want to put, you know what, let's just use one of those. We'll have the pump on top. Our usual thing for import. Break that, put it in there. Yep, that's got wood vinegar in it, and now we can connect it to there. This is going to have wood vinegar, fantastic. Oh, that's right, we need to figure out what we need for methanol. Methanol is distillery with configuration 4. Configuration 4, this has got no steam in it yet. Let's go and grab a circuit. One of these. We're going to need screwdriver, which we've got. So let's grab that and 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, configuration 4. Oh, now where are we going to output this methanol to? I think probably into here, but we're going to need potentially a steel tank gauge. So what we might do is let's set that as output. We want that to be there. Yep, cool, cool, cool. And then, come on, there we go. So that's now got some of that. This is now getting some power. There we go, bunch of steam. Now, why is this not running? Wood vinegar and program circuit 4 should give us this. So, program circuit 4, 200 wood vinegar. Alright, so it just took a little while to get going. Okay, so we're now making some ethanol. Fantastic. Now we need to get this up into, probably into here is the first step. So what I might do, we'll take out that, and this will be putting it into the bottom row of blocks, but you know, it'll probably do for now. Yep, let's grab, I do have one of those. do I have enough steel fluid pipes? Yep. So I think also the time has come to stop using all the wooden pipes everywhere. We'll start putting, start putting some decent pipes. So if we can put that there, that there, that there. One short. All right. Steel pipe. What do we need? 3. Grab 6. Actually, I think I've got some steel that I've just been making. Let's race over. Yep, I do have some steel I've been making. Let's grab. One of those, chuck it on there, grab that and connect it up. Fluid auto output. Hurrah! We have some methanol. Fantastic. So methanol is going to be a little bit better, well, better than creosote anyway, to power the refinery. So I will plug that combustion engine back into there and we'll start feeding this some methanol for now. Yeah, awesome. So that means we can also turn that back on. Oh, actually, no, we can't. We need to plug. Need to plug that into there. All right, now we can turn this on. Processing enabled. Cool. So this should now have us. Yeah, we've got tons of creosote, so that can just run in the background now. I don't think we're going to need a lot of creosote. We'll see how that goes. You know, if we find we're using a lot of creosote, then, you know, this obviously will need to catch up, but I honestly don't think that we're going to want for creosote. The real issue is going to be making sure we have enough charcoal to run that boiler down there for now. I'll have to think between this time and next time what we're going to do with that. We will... Yeah, I mean, as I've said, I want to avoid the situation where we're sort of pulling ourselves up by the bootlaces. I want to make it so that if we run out of any step of the production line, we don't have to kickstart ourselves. So, for example, if I used methanol to power that over there, and we ran out of methanol, then we can't power this to run more methanol, to run more methanol distillation. Like that distillation machine down there would not work. Unless we had methanol. So I don't really like that way of working. So for now, I think the steam is going to be there. I think we're going to have to power this independently. We will get to the point where we have biodiesel, I think. So next episode, next episode might just be all about the biodiesel, or actually the seed oil, to be honest, because the seed oil could take a little while to get done. The other thing I really want to get done is the iron 3 chloride. What can we make chlorine from? Rock salt, potassium and chlorine, fantastic. So we could just electrolyze some rock salt, get some chlorine. So chlorine doesn't look super hard to get, but it is one of those things we're going to need going forward. So yeah, chlorine and hydrogen, iron dust, hydrochloric. And then we get to the iron 3 chloride, and that of course lets us make our circuit boards better. And then what do we need? So sodium persulfate. Sodium persulfate is needed. Sodium bisulfate. I'm not sure what we need sodium persulfate for. It only goes on about salt and sulfuric acid. Yeah, sulfuric acid might be something we need to look at some point. Diluted sulfuric. Diluted sulfuric. Yeah, so we've got... The other thing I need to really figure out what we're going to do with is... Yeah, all the hydrogen sulfide, which I'm pretty sure we can turn into sulfuric acid in some way, shape or form. But I'll have to look at that between now and next time. Look at that. We are, yeah, we're definitely using up the wood vinegar a lot faster than we are gonna produce our methanol. Yeah, cool. So we can leave that going just fine. All right, so I think that is potentially a good spot to stop. Let's just check a couple of things before we sign off. Now, I do have some bad news. These crops got overrun by weeds, which they are about to do again, actually. That's not good. And I lost everything that was on there, which is really, really annoying. Oh, why is that? There we go. And the gold wasn't gold. I don't know what that was under there, but the gold ore did not help. If any of you happen to remember what that looked like just a few minutes ago in the video, and let me know what that was and why it wouldn't grow. I'm guessing there's some sort of ore I need underneath. I have no idea what that ore needs to be. I thought it'd be gold, but you know, clearly not. And yeah, and that's kind of it. I think between now and next time, I'll get a couple of these things done. The stainless steel pipes, 16 large. Wow, that's going to take a lot of stainless steel. I'll probably make... Yeah, this is not going to be too difficult to do now that we've got stainless steel. Get ourselves an electric tree tap, electric farmer. You know, some of these things are just getting a few of the quests done. Raw carbon fiber, 48. Wow, carbon dust in an autoclave with molten polyethylene, or polytetrafluoroethylene, or epoxy. Now, epoxy is pretty hard to make. I'm probably not going to be near that anytime, but we do have a bunch of polyethylene, so I could probably do that between now and next time. And we've got lots of carbon, so let's face it, we can probably make that, even though it's not too efficient. Advanced compressor, plant balls. Yeah, so I can get a few of these things done, maybe even this one. The dust combiner, yeah, that'll be... We're super from HV, yeah, we're getting there. I mean, we're nearly at the end of what I would consider MV. There's maybe only another episode or two left in it. Like I said, a lot of these things are sort of done behind the scenes, in between episodes, just getting stuff done. I kind of, as I've always said, I sort of want you guys to be able to see the good stuff, like when I'm actually trying to think about where I'm putting things and how I'm setting things up, not just, you know, mindlessly crafting stuff. The other thing, tier 4, wow, we have unlocked the HV machine hull now, so we are getting really close to being able to start tier 4 HV, and then, yeah, who knows where we go from here. We've got, yeah, maybe I should do the bronze firebox casing to get better. Actually, that might be a good episode to do that instead of this, to make ourselves a bunch of decent steam, maybe even make a bigger steam tank. Oh, the other thing I really wanted to do between now and next time, which I will just announce quickly, is that old iron steam tank that was sitting there. You can't really use the iron bits for much, so I've got a bunch of iron tank walls and valves and stuff. I'm going to use that for experience points, so I'll embed that in the wall here, and we'll get ourselves a proper experience tank, so that we can use that for future enchanting. Otherwise, I think that's about us. We've rearranged everything here. Everything's looking a lot nicer. Yeah, again, I'll have to spend an episode on fixing up the steam production, but all in all, not too bad. Oh, that's the other thing. I will get the power back hooked up to here. We'll plug some methanol in, I think. Methanol is going to be good enough for now, just to run this to make sure we have enough. Whew. Wow, I was running out of diesel. Okay, so I need to start this up, so I will get that plumbed in for next time as well. Anyway, that is all from me. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.